Good morning to all of you. I am Dr. Neetu Gallo. I am working as Assistant Professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. I am from Applied Science Department and here I am taking subject chemistry. Now, today I am taking a lecture. There is the only applications of different type of spectroscopy. Okay, so that come to the topic. So today we are discussing about only the applications of spectroscopy. As you know that in the series of spectroscopy, so we have already discussed that the spectroscopy, introduction of spectroscopy, there are the different types of spectroscopy, just like ultraviolet spectroscopy, infrared spectroscopy, and NMR spectroscopy, and MRI, and the last was the flame photometry. So in the topic spectroscopy, these are the subtopics in the topic. So now I thought that the applications are very important, and I prepare this lecture only for the students that you have to prepare on only the applications of spectroscopy, because sometimes the question um, the examination, so वो इस टाइप से आ जाता है कि भाई आप you can write only the applications of UV spectroscopy, or write the applications of the NMR spectroscopy. So तो आप लोग बच्चे क्या करते हैं कि सारा we have already prepared the all the introduction and the all the mechanism, theory, etc., all about topics which are related to the spectroscopy you have already prepared. But at the end of the topic, the application part, the students can ignore that part. So I thought that it is very important that if that you have to prepare only the four 5 points, which are the applications of the spectroscopy, or individual spectroscopy also. Okay, so यही सब सोच करके मैंने ये टॉपिक तैयार किया कि अब आप हर टाइप की स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी की 4 या 5 एप्लीकेशंस आप लोग तैयार करें. ठीक है, so let's start our topic. Firstly, we are going with the ultraviolet spectroscopy, and as you know that we can write the UV spectroscopy. So here we know that the word spectroscopy, it implies that we will use the electromagnetic spectrum to gain information about organic molecule. It is also called the electronic spectroscopy also. Okay, and here the applications. So there are some applications of spectroscopy. Firstly is there is the detection of impurity. Okay, so you know that the ultraviolet spectroscopy is very useful to the detection of impurities which are present in a compound. Okay, suppose the example, if we take the example, the impurity of benzene in cyclobenzene, they can be detected if the sample absorb at the 255 nanometer, which is the characteristic absorption of benzene. So by the help of ultraviolet spectroscopy, we can detect the impurities. Second point is the structure elucidation of organic compound. Okay, ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड को भी पता करना, so that there in the second part, that is the structure or there is the identification of organic compound. So it is also useful to establishing the identity of a new and the unknown compound. Okay, so the spectrum of a new compound can be compared with the spectrum of the unknown compound, so that we can identify the structure of the organic compound. Now, the next is the chemical kinetics. In the uh, here in the chemical kinetics, uh, kinetics in the chemical kinetics, so we can say that the kinetics of reaction can we can say that the kinetic of reaction can also be studied using ultraviolet spectroscopy, and the ultraviolet radiation is passed through the reaction cell and the absorbance change can be observed. So this is the chemical kinetics. And next there is the detection of functional group also. So here the ultraviolet spectroscopic technique, it is used to detect the presence of presence or absence of functional group of the in the compound. Okay, absence of a band at particular wavelength regard as an evidence for absence of a particular group. So we can detect the functional group here. And next is the conformation of the cis and trans hydrogen. So in the determination of the, or we can say that is the cis or trans form is called the geometrical isomers. So determination of the geometrical isomer is that is the whether the compound in cis or the trans is also established within the with the help of ultraviolet spectroscopy. So we can determine the cis or trans form of hydrogen. And then the determination of extent of conjugation. Here, it is a very useful technique to know the extent of multiple bond in the molecule, and it can also be used to distinguish between the conjugated diene and the conjugated triene. So conjugated and the non-conjugated molecule also. Okay, so that these are the applications of this ultraviolet spectroscopy. And now the second type of spectroscopy, this is called the IR spectroscopy, and IR is stand for the infrared spectroscopy. So here the IR spectroscopy, as we know that it is stand for the infrared spectroscopy, and it is very important spectroscopy. Here the spectroscopic technique involves transition in the vibrational energy. As you know that it is called the vibrational rotational spectroscopy also. So here the spectroscopic technique involves involving transition in the vibrational energy level due to absorption of infrared by molecule is defined as IR spectroscopy, or it is called vibrational rotational spectroscopy also, because the transitions takes place between the vibrational energy level. And in the spectroscopy introduction or other discussion, so that you have already know that what are the vibrational and the rotational energy level. So now come to the applications of the spectroscopy. So infrared spectroscopy is a versatile tool for identification and structural determination of a compound and finds a variety of applications. So there are some applications. First is the detection of impurity. Okay, so the use of IR spectroscopy for the detection of impurities is also used, although IR bands or peaks are not very sharp, okay, and intense even for pure sample. So the presence of impurities can be detected by detected if they absorb in the region where the sample does not show any absorption. So by this we can calculate, well, sorry, we can detect the impurities. Now second is that is the identification of an organic compound. So here the infrared spectrum of an organic compound is the most reliable method to establish its identity. Okay, so and the reason of the spectrum from the 1400 centimeter inverse to 700 centimeter inverse is complex because apart from the fundamental stretching and bending vibrations, so it also contain bands resulting in their vibrational frequency. Or here the one important part that is called the fingerprint region also. It is a very important part of the IR spectroscopy. Now the third point is the detection between inter and intramolecular hydrogen bond. Okay. Okay, in this point, IR spectroscopy offers a sample method to establish intermolecular as well as intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So intramolecular hydrogen bonding has no effect of dilution, but intermolecular hydrogen bonding shows a change in absorption pattern of the sample if diluted with non-polar solvent. And in this point, we as if you know that there are the stretching and the vibration bonds, so that there is no any peak, sharp peak and the bends here. Okay, so that next point, that is infrared spectroscopy has been widely used in analysis of agriculture, food and pharmaceutical products. So this is the another application of IR spectroscopy. Okay, now next is the, as we know that infrared spectroscopy is divided into the three parts according to their wavelength. So there is the near infrared region and the far infrared region and the mid infrared region. So that for far infrared spectroscopy is mostly used in the treatment of disease like illness. These rays are totally visible to our naked eye, so capable of penetrating deep into the human body. And for the that is a far infrared spectroscopy application, and sorry, and near infrared spectroscopy. So I repeat again that the near infrared spectroscopy has been widely used in the analysis of agriculture, food and the pharmaceutical products. And for the far infrared spectroscopy is mostly used in treatment of disease and illness, and their rays are totally visible to our naked eye, capable of penetrating deep into human body. And next type is that it is used for the structural determination. So infrared spectroscopy is used to establish the structure of a compound. For example, the infrared spectra of amino acid exhibit bonds for ionized carboxylic acid and amine salts, but no band for free amino acid and carboxylic group is observed. Okay, so there, this is the IR spectroscopy applications. Now come to the next, that is the NMR spectroscopy. And we know the NMR spectroscopy stands for the, that is the nuclear magnetic resonance. So nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, it involves the interaction between oscillating electromagnetic radiation and the magnetic properties of certain magnetic nuclei like the proton of the hydrogen atom. So it is also called the proton nuclear magnetic resonance. In NMR, absorption of radio waves in the presence of magnetic field is accompanied by nuclear transition, and that is why it is known as nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. Okay, and here क्योंकि इसमें क्या करते हैं, एक बड़ी मैग्नेट, हम एक मैग्नेटिक फील्ड अप्लाई करा जाता है, so that the nuclei is can spin, or it behaves like a tiny magnet. Okay, and now come to the applications of NMR. So here, by studying the uh, peaks of nuclear magnetic resonance spectra, so chemists can determine the structure of many compounds. That in nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy is used to unambiguously identity known and novel compound, and as such is usually required by scientific journals for identity confirmation of synthesized new compounds. And next is the detection of hydrogen bonding, then in the detection of structure isomers, and for the purity determination. So this technique required the use of an internal standard of a known purity. Best known application of NMR to the general public is magnetic resonance imaging for medical diagnosis, and magnetic resonance microscopic is in research settings. So in this type of spectroscopy, we used a reference which is known as the TMS, okay, or tetramethyl saline, and it is inert, so that it is used to identify, or it is used to um, check our compound, so with the help of NMR spectroscopy. And now come to the next spectroscopy, that is called MRI. And MRI stands for the magnetic resonance imaging. As you know that MRI has a great part in the medical life, medical science. So MRI is an important technique, and it is stand for the magnetic resonance imaging. MRI is an important technique for the diagnosis of soft tissues of human body based on principle of NMR. Okay, so just like the principle of NMR. So here application of MRI, it is mostly alignment of the brain, including the tumors. And the second, for the sports injury, MRI needs very small time and can be used for the observing the functional or the myocardium and various heart disease and the most spinal conditions. Okay, and the certain eyes, nose and throat, that is ENT conditions. Soft tissues are bone pathology, study of the cardiac anatomy and functions. Okay, and doctors, scientists and researchers are now able to examine the inside of the human body in high detail using a non-invasive tool. So now it is, as now we know that MRI takes the important part in the medical science. Okay, then that is the last topic of our syllabus. It is the flame photometry, and we have discussed all, just like all the topics of spectroscopy. So that is the flame photometry. And flame photometry, it is the more accurately called, it is called the flame atomic emission spectroscopy, is the branch of spectroscopy in which the species examined in the spectrometer are in the form of atoms. So here are the applications: to estimate sodium, potassium, calcium, lithium, etc. level in sample of serum, urine, CSF, and other body fluids. Second, the flame photometry is used for the determination of alkali and alkaline earth metals. Okay, then used in determination of calcium and magnesium in cement, and used in the study of equilibrium constant involving in ion exchange resin. So these are the applications of all type of spectroscopy. So students, you have to prepare at least 5 points of each applications of each type of spectroscopy for your exam point of view. Okay, so now I complete my lecture. So you have to prepare and prepare your examination. Thank you. And for a query, you can contact with me.